It has been a long postseason for the Detroit Pistons and Cleveland Cavaliers as they work to advance from the conference semifinals, and their biggest test still awaits. 6 games. 6 weeks of battle. And now everything collapses into one winner take all night in Detroit. The winner faces the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals starting just 2 nights later. The loser packs up and goes home. It's only the 4th time in NBA history that both teams are playing consecutive Game 7s each franchise, having already gone the full 7-game distance in the first round. Here is how the series unfolded. Detroit won the opening 2 games at home 111, 101, and 107-97. Cleveland responded with 3 straight 116, 109, 112, 103, and 117-113 in overtime. Then, the Pistons survived on the road in Game 6, winning 115-94 to force this decisive 7th contest back in Detroit. The pattern inside those 6 games is notable. All 3 Cavaliers wins went over the scoring total. All 3 Pistons wins went under. Detroit enters as a 4.5-point favorite, with the total set at 205 to 205.5, the lowest total set for any game in this series, by approximately 5 points. Since 2003, Game 7s after the first round have gone under the total 72% of the time. Detroit is 6-1 in Game 7s since 1990, while Cleveland is 5-0 in Game 7s since 2016, including 2 road victories in that stretch. One of those records ends Sunday. "I've seen this movie before," Cavaliers coach Kenny Atkinson said. "It's tough, it's hard, and it should be hard. The good thing is we've put ourselves in a position to have a Game 7. But this is what it's about. Playoffs are hard. We've got to close it out in Game 7. The individual stakes are equally significant. This game serves as a defining moment for 3 players at entirely different career stages. Cade Cunningham is a young star still establishing his place among the elite. Donovan Mitchell has never reached the conference finals in his NBA career. And James Harden, a former MVP, has not appeared in the NBA Finals since 2012. Each of them needs to win this game to take the next step. The Pistons are now 4-0 this season when facing elimination. They had won only 4 elimination games total in the previous 20 seasons combined, and many of those years came without Detroit even qualifying for the playoffs. Pistons coach J.B. Bickerstaff described his team's resilience plainly. "We understand the moment. We've been through it before." He expanded further, "They just don't quit. The resolve that they have, the belief that they have in one another, they just have the ability to bounce back mentally, where they don't hang on to things. Quarters don't bother them. Halves don't bother them. They just move on to the next play, stay moment to moment, and try to win what's in front of them." Cunningham put the team's mindset in his own words: "We stay in the moment. We don't get ahead of ourselves. But most importantly, we stick together. When things get ugly or whatever, we come together, we talk, we get back in the moment, and then we move forward from there." 1. What to expect from the Stars. He leads the playoffs in scoring, averaging 29.3 points per game. That is Cade Cunningham. And his elimination game track record is exceptional. Against the Orlando Magic in the first round, he posted a 45-point game followed by back-to-back 32-point performances. He shot 11 for 18 on 3-pointers across those 3 games. That stretch was Cunningham's signature moment as a professional. But Cade Cunningham is coming off games of 48 and 42 minutes with just a pair of rest days in between. He entered these playoffs recovering from a collapsed lung. Whether he has enough in the tank during a tight 4th quarter could decide the entire series. Cleveland's expected late-game defensive adjustment, taking the ball out of Cunningham's hands and forcing another Piston to carry the load, makes his stamina the most critical tactical variable of the night. Donovan Mitchell shot 6 of 20 for 18 points in Game 6, a significant drop from his earlier form. He has never reached the conference finals. In his Game 7 against Toronto in the first round, he scored 22 points, though that game was played at home in Cleveland. Now he faces the same pressure on the road, in a building that will be electric for Detroit. "Everything you want is on the other side of hard," Mitchell said. "Nothing good comes easy." James Harden scored 23 points on 6 of 13 shooting in Game 6, but he has averaged 5 turnovers per game throughout this series. His primary contribution remains getting to the free throw line. He drew 24 free throw attempts over the last 2 games. Bickerstaff acknowledged the dynamic. He has an unbelievable ability to manipulate what the rules are. His defensive liability and road performance, however, remain legitimate concerns. Jalen Duren produced a 15-point, 15-rebound Game 7 against Orlando, his finest playoff performance, and shot 13 for 21 across 3 elimination games in the first round. His battle with Jarrett Allen on the boards carries real weight for both teams. James Harden framed Cleveland's challenge directly. It's one game on the road. There's no other way to put it. You've got to be detailed, you've got to get off for a really good start, and you've got to maintain and sustain it for an entire game, however long that takes. It really is just one game. Not saying you've got to be perfect, but we've got to do the details that we've been preaching. 2. Cade's gas tank. This is the second thing to monitor closely. Cunningham has now played 14 playoff games this postseason under a physical burden that predates the first tip-off. The collapsed lung he dealt with before the playoffs adds a layer to every question about his conditioning. He was not at his best in the final stages of Game 6. His bench bailed him out. The Cavaliers averaged approximately 100 points per game on the road in these playoffs, compared to over 118 at home. Their only road win in this series, Game 5, came with a 38-19 edge in free throw attempts in favor of Cleveland, and still required overtime. Getting stops and generating clean offense in Detroit will be harder. If Cunningham runs low on energy in the fourth quarter, Detroit loses its primary offensive creator at the moment it matters most. The Cavs' defensive staff knows this and is prepared to make him work harder, switching assignments, adding physical contact, and forcing the ball elsewhere. Detroit's playoff point differential sits at plus 4.1, ranked 4th. Cleveland's is 0.6, ranked 6th. Those numbers underline why Cleveland needs near-perfect execution to pull off the road upset. 3. Unsung hero candidates. The third element to watch: which role player emerges from the shadows at the right moment. For Detroit, Duncan Robinson is the most dangerous secondary threat on the floor. He missed Game 5 due to lower back soreness, returned for Game 6, and shot 4 of 7 from three-point range in just 20 minutes of action. He's made 4+ threes in 4 of his last 5 games in this series. His three-point makes prop sits at 2.5, and he has gone over that number in 11 of his last 15 games overall. The Cavaliers cannot leave him open for even a half second at the arc. Dennis Jenkins is the other Piston to watch closely. An undrafted second-year player, he was elevated to the starting lineup for Game 6 in Cleveland and delivered. He functions as a change-of-pace point guard, disrupts rhythm, and carries the full confidence of Bickerstaff. He is not intimidated by the scale of the moment, rare for a player at his experience level. On the Cleveland side, Jarrett Allen needs to outwork Duren on the glass and protect the rim. His scoring depends heavily on clean passes from Harden, and with Harden's turnover rate elevated, Allen must find other ways to contribute. Max Struss has been inconsistent. The Pistons have specifically targeted him defensively on switches, but he has hit timely threes in this series and can spark a Cleveland run if he finds his rhythm. The winner of Sunday's game enters the Eastern Conference Finals on Tuesday against the New York Knicks, with almost no rest. Only 5 franchises in NBA history have reached the conference finals by winning Game 7s in both the first and second rounds. Dallas, 2003, Phoenix, 2006, Boston, 2008, Toronto, 2016, and Denver, 2016. 2020. Of those 5, only the 2008 Boston Celtics went on to win the NBA championship. On the other side of the bracket, the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder, now 8-0 in these playoffs, begin the Western Conference Finals on Monday against the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. The Thunder are listed as 260 favorites, despite the Spurs going 4-1 against OKC during the regular season. Expert consensus leans Thunder in 7, with analysts citing championship experience, superior depth, home court advantage, and the return of Jalen Williams. But none of that becomes relevant until one of these two teams closes out Sunday night. Game 7, 8 p.m. Eastern. Prime Video. Detroit, 3 things to watch: the stars and whether they rise or fade, Cade Cunningham's stamina in the moments that matter most, and whoever steps out of a supporting role to change the outcome of the game.